practicing transcendental meditation since you were 17. One, how do you find time to do it? And two, what's it meant to your life and to your work?
It's a great question, and it's one of the greatest gifts my parents gave to me. My father, being a scientist, wanted to make sure that anything new that would become part of his life would be something that could be validated scientifically. So one day, this was back in the early 70s, there was a cover story feature in Scientific America about transcendental meditation. And he was a subscriber to the magazine. He brought it home and he said to me and to my mother, he said, "I think you should read this. This is fascinating." So we did. And he said, "I think we should all learn how to meditate." And he said, "Why don't you two start first? And if that all goes well, I'll join you." And that's exactly what happened. So we began meditating as a family from when I was a teenager. And it just, for me, it feels like it has given me such access to creativity, to really twice as much life, because when you hit that period in the afternoon about 4 or 5 o'clock and you're just ready to collapse with exhaustion and you've had a big day, and I meditate for 20 minutes and then I come out of that rejuvenated, ready for a whole other day. So I really feel it has given me the opportunity to do twice as much in my life as I could have done otherwise. Also focus, concentration, mental stamina, memory work, all of those things, not to mention just as a practice that is a magnificent way of eliminating the perils of stress from your life. We're all going to be bombarded by stress, but how you deal with it, in terms of what I do during the day, I make sure that I meditate in the morning and in the afternoon, and then I do my little routine of whatever it is I do to warm up before the concert. But the meditation has already taken roots in my whole life so that it helps me to deal with whatever stress. If I know I'm going to be playing live for 3 million people, okay, never a panic, because it allows you to really cope with stress in a fantastic way.
Can you talk about the relationship between you and your audience? Some performers talk about their meditation practice, bringing them to a deeper place, that they can feel more connected to their audience.
The process of meditating, when you are in that deep zone state of being able to, every day, to click into that deep zone, has enabled me to do so on the stage. And it's almost like flicking a switch and I can enter that. And the audience plays such a key role in it, because that's why every concert is different and you never know what it's going to be like, because there's an interaction with these powerful energy forces that come towards me, and I hope that I'm exuding towards them, that all kind of intermingle, and that will influence the spontaneity of the moment and of the playing.
You also are the head of the department of guitar at one of the most famous music schools in the world. And do you get your students sometimes to meditate?
Well, I was so thrilled when Bob Roth suggested to me that they could perhaps bring, through the David Lynch Foundation, which has raised so many millions of dollars to bring TM to underserved communities, to bring TM to Juilliard. And I thought, what a wonderful opportunity. So I made sure that all my students learned how to meditate. And I tell you, the result was almost like magic. Within a year, they were winning competitions, creating new innovative ideas that no one in the 190-year history of Juilliard had ever thought about. It was fascinating to see, without any preconceptions or expectations, that suddenly, after a few months of meditating, they had entered the stratospheres that they hadn't even imagined were possible before. These are my students, and I'm so proud of them and so grateful. And gratefulness is a good part of life as well, because we really need to appreciate all the wonderful things that we have in our lives and share them with others. You know, when I read last week that you'd created a program called Heal the Healers Now, bringing TM to hospitals and to people who are working in the healthcare industry, and sharing this with them, again, for free, is a way of healing the pain that they're going through, giving them strength and energy, strengthening the immune system, because that's part of what TM does as well. It was so gratifying to see that you're doing that, because I can't imagine anybody who needs this more now than those brave, selfless, generous souls, the healers, who are trying to keep all of us well and alive.
Well, Sharon, we want to thank you for sharing all this with us. It's very inspiring, very uplifting.